So at that point, they continued treating me with the antibiotics in the drip. And I'm telling you guys, don't get sick because there was an issue with finding veins, number one. It was more painful. You see that pain I was talking about, which I couldn't stand up straight. It was more painful for them to okay. So every time that they gave me a new drip, they had to inject into the thing that they put on your arm, right? And then because the medicine was not going through, it wasn't going into my vein, they had to pull back first and push. Saka, you can imagine that force. There was a force that happened. Oh, it was so painful. Don't get sick. It was painful. It felt like it was more painful than me not being able to stand up straight. That's how bad I was crying. Okay, that's the point that I actually did cry. Because every time I was seeing a nurse coming towards my way, I was dreading with her needles because I knew that her eyes about to go down. And it happened so many times. It was so bad that even months after I left the hospital, I had marks on my I had marks as though I was taking drugs. I think it was now the second day or the third day I was starting to feel better. This happened on a Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. My exam was going to be the next Monday, and I've lost already a good part of the week. So it didn't imagine because I was so focused on my tests and exams. I said no. I need to go right. Even I haven't studied properly. Let me go ask this doctor. So I told him I'm gonna need to dip. I'm gonna need to leave. And they were so worried. They said, "Look, you're not going anywhere. You're gonna have to defer your exams." And I said, "Do you know the pain I've been going through in this school for me to get where I am?" It was actually I have so many stories to tell about that because I went through so much in school. There is such a thing as academic depression, mind you. I was always a person who was randomly getting sick with just small things here and there, but they were always enough to disrupt my studies. It was always enough for me to be in bed for a week. People always thought Kuti Christie is out here getting sick notes like like it's nothing, but I was genuinely sick all the time, and I never knew Kuti why my system was weak at that point. But I always knew because it just so happened that every time that I got sick, it was when I was just about to write exams or tests. It would literally be a week before I have to write. So I'm going to talk more about those type of things that happen to students when they're away, and why y'all need to pray for your kids at school. Y'all need to pray for your siblings, whoever it is that you have in these varsities, because they're not just facing pressure, yeah, just the academics and being able to pass. They're facing also spiritual warfare because you don't know what the Lord wants to use that person for one day in the future, in your family, in whatever. And they will get attacked in whatever field that God wants them to be, and they're going to get attacked. So they gave me some form